find you. Please, let us help you. They're making more poison. Be careful. I'll try to mix an antidote. Fight for me. I can cure you. We can't let Renakal do this to anyone else. No one should have to feel this kind of pain. I'm ready. I don't care what it takes. I won't let her hurt my children anymore. It'll be enough to be there and know it's over. I don't want to hurt anyone ever again.
I blame the bright throat eggs. They are plentiful, but weak like their... we only cover the ball with mud when points are scored too quickly.
The game is lost if the ball passes. I could be spending...
I just don't get it. What kind of game has this many rules? How do you remember them all?
Search with your toes, Stippins. Your toes. I remember you. As I recall, you were somewhat helpful the last time my manservant got into a spot of trouble. I won't turn away good fortune. You know how useless Stibbins can be when it comes to recovering historic artifacts. An antique Argonian renewal charm. Without one, they'll never let me observe the ritual of renewal, and that's the whole reason I came to this backwater in the first place. I'll have you know, I paid a lot for that information. But Stibbins is exceedingly slow and requires constant supervision. Why, I can't even spare a moment to look for the hand mirror he lost. That hand mirror is a family heirloom. He'd have me believe he's doing his job. But I suspect he's using the opportunity to daydream and dawdle. I believe it has something to do with Argonian mating habits.
I heard Milady ask you to recover her favorite hand mirror. I'll have you know, I only dropped it because...
Help! I say help! Stibbins has gotten himself stuck fast.
Much thanks. That wasn't as pleasant as you might expect.
A less famous treasure hunter might think the Argonians wanted to foil her efforts to locate a renewal charm. It's used in the mysterious ritual of renewal. That's hard to say. Mostly because no one will give me a definitive answer. Gold. An obscene amount, truth be told. After you and Stibbins confront many whispers, meet me at the Lodge of Renewal. He's an Argonian, a scout of some kind. Knows the swamp like... I gave him a small fortune in gold. He may have sent us here in good faith. Get going, Stibbins, and do try to redeem yourself this time.
Right away, milady. Just let me catch my breath.
still reeks of Bright One's poison.
So, you've returned. Very well. You have earned your prize. Yes, it's most strange.
I see their approach. You make me wait too long, Zukas. The Deadwater tribe goes to war with the Blackguards, yes. I hunt one of them even now. But we do not need or want your help. Now, go back to your coast town, Ogel. The swamp will eat you if you do not.
So, it is true. The blackguards take hostages from the Deadwater tribe as well. As I said, Jaxic is very proud, but she would be a valuable ally if we could convince her to let us help. Too bad she runs away, yes? At least we have a lead. Yes, she said she was hunting a blackguard even now, right? Did you see how her throat fins spread? How her pupils dilated and her tail stiffened as she turned to leave? Her prey is very, very close. We only need to follow her. We hunt the hunter. Scan the swamp for the bent reeds and broken fronds she leaves in her wake. The trail should eventually lead us to friend Jaxic and the blackguard she hunts. Simple, I think. Crouch down, Biko. Look for bent stalks, torn leaves, or muddy prints. Should be easy. Jaxic Orn rarely sneaks around danger. She goes through it, always.
Pillaging isn't profitable. I bet I could sell this extract to the merchants in Lilmont.
Jaxic, approach carefully.
I grind my fangs. Following a Deadwater call is the act of a fool or a maniac. The Ogel stands its ground. Brave. Or stupid. A flock of flat-toothed blackguards took refuge in this ravine. They snatched up some of my eggkin, your allies too, and threw them in cages. I narrow my eyes. You and the Brightthroat wish to join me on this raid rather than pick the bones when the work is done. Fine. Finally, you speak sense. Bare your fangs, Ogel. The hunt begins.
So, it's a fight? I fight best from the shadows, Biko. I leave the direct approach to you.
Eat mud, dry skin.
legs. Zadazai's done with this place.
So, these dry skins are good for something after all.
I hate this swamp! I'm never coming back!
Step away, Bright Throat. This one belongs to the Deadwater tribe. This one is known to us Ogel, a blackguard savage who led the raid on our people. I roll my eyes. Murder? When you gut a fish, is it murder? No. I bare my teeth. A Naga prays for repercussions daily, outsider.
As always, Jaxic's beady Naga eyes see only vengeance and mayhem. I see opportunity. This blackguard is a survivor. Survivors are useful. Ha! How quickly Jaxic forgets she is a kidnapper herself. The blackguards do not know the Deadwater tribe as I do. Let this dryskin tell her tale. By sparing one, we terrify 100. An ancient tactic be...
These Argonians are crazy! Please! You can't let them kill me! I surrendered! I had nothing to do with the abduction of that lizard's people! I swear it! How in oblivion should I know? Orders came down to watch the captives. I didn't ask why. Maybe I should have, but I've got a daughter at home. If I don't follow orders, she doesn't eat. I had nothing to do with the abductions. I'm telling the truth. Mahara's mercy. You'd let that Naga murder a prisoner. Just let me think. All right. There was an interrogator who grilled a few of the captives. Something about a remnant. Yes, the remnant of Argon. He was asking everyone about it, even the Nagas. Yes, some Argonian relic, maybe? I really have no idea what the remnant is. Word is there's someone with a heavy purse willing to pay out a fortune for any information, but that's all I know. Please don't make my daughter an orphan.
So the blackguards seek the remnant. That is unwelcome news. Even so, killing a single bound prisoner will save no lives. Friend Jaxic thinks it is justice. It is not. Release the blackguard. Spare this one life. I cannot be sure, but that is no bad thing. Nothing leads to more death than the need for certainty. You cut down many blackguards and laid waste to their operation. Let this dryskin describe it to her friends. Then they will know fear.
This savage lies as easily as it breathes. Look at its eyes, the sweat on its brow. I am not. You showed cunning in tracking me and strength during the raid. To see you falter now, in the face of some...
Wait! Please don't! No!
I sigh with satisfaction. You understand the truth, Ogel. A predator who spares wounded prey shows weakness. I bear my fangs. It is a secret of the Hist. I hiss with fury. How did these Ogel beasts learn about the Remnant?
We will find out, Jaxic, provided you do not kill them all.
Lady Laurent demands restitution, you jackanapes!
Jackanapes? Keep your voice low, or you'll awaken every skeleton in the grove. Oh, the dry-skinned shrew. Her manservant has been bending my frill in a most unpleasant manner. Lied? Oh, not in so many words, no. Ah, I must admit, you certainly present a more compelling argument than the manservant. Oh, very well. Take the charm, and tell Lady Laurent that she has not... Well, let me think about that. If I had just sold her the charm up front, she never would have given me gold to point her toward the mud.
dare I hope your search was finally successful. Oh, thank the Hist. I thought it lost forever. I've carried this branch for many years. By your hands, my traveling has come to an end. I suppose you're right. I was as much a part of my tribe as any branch of our Hist. Now is the time to work towards the prosperity of my village. I mourn the loss of my village greatly. Every waking moment I thought of that night. Many places, though I spent most of my years in the friendly cities of elsewhere. It was there that the name Hands That Heal was gifted to me. I simply realized how greatly I missed my homeland.
How most excellent. Please, let me know. Each tablet represents a month.
You're back! Fabulous! So the Deadwater tribe helped you after all? Well then, there's not a moment to lose. Oh, no surprise there. Even so, they must understand we only mean to help.
So, you return victorious. You have my most sincere gratitude, and that of the explorers you rescued. Unfortunate. I can tell you as an expert of Argonian archaeology, the idea of one of those ignorant thugs handling such a valuable antiquity makes me very uncomfortable. I have some experience with wealth. We can discuss that in a moment. You've done a great deal for us already. I wonder if you're willing to do a bit more. I do. One of your native companions warned you off of it, didn't they? Yes. You are clearly the best at what you do. Thank you for your efforts thus far, and your achievements to come. It is, in fact. You have a very keen eye. Famia didn't tell you? Vaka stones are mysterious crystals, not unlike the Aeliad Welkid stones. Our ancestors used them to store the raw magicka that falls from the sun. If an opportunity presents itself, perhaps. It is. I spent the greater part of my youth in Cyrodiil. No, I was hatched in Morrowind, the antiquities market. No surprise there, I'm sure. Hardly. The Aeliads treated my ancestors very poorly. An item of tremendous historical significance and arcane power. Answers. About the Hist, their beginnings, their powers, their intentions. Whatever is best for the people of Murkmire.
So, you're Famia's caretaker, huh? Someone like me? Huh. Funny. Huh. You think I do this for the gold? Of mud in your ears? I do for Cassandra what you do for Famia. I know Murkmire. Yeah, maybe one day you'll get a chance.
Fate.
Do not be a limp fish. You did right coming to me. Welcome back. Your footfalls have a very peculiar quality, did you know? Ah. And from what Chuksu has told me, she also plans to sell the farm. Most likely to pay off the debts she undoubtedly has with such a habit. And so it all comes together. The answer is now clear. The two parties must meet. Acquire... It is a shadow scale custom. The oils help separate those who cling from that. Have both Nurhe and Paheza rub the oil into their scales, and tell them to meet at the... In Murkmire, the decision of a shadow scale is absolute.
I have an uneasy feeling about this ceremony.
Sitting beneath its swaying leaves, hearing its words within the breeze.
Your steps show determination, and your eyes curious. Ah, yes. I carved this many seasons ago. I hoped it would convince my beloved Kudnakal to join me for our tribe's next bonding ritual, but I lost the totem before it could be presented. Of course, this was when I was still a female. The Hist, in all its endless gifts, allows us to change many aspects of ourselves. If we had spoken a week ago, it would have been so. But as fate would have it, Kudnakal has recently undergone a change herself. Thank you for bringing me this letter and totem. They should make fine gifts for my beloved. I will present these gifts to Kudnakal when the next bonding ritual is announced. The ceremony bonds those who have chosen to lay an egg together. I had every intention to. Days I devoted to carving, to writing just the right... Exactly so. I had no time to carve another. Each tribe has their own traditions, but there are commonalities. This varies. Sometimes the decision is based on an emotional connection. Oh, well, I simply believe we would have very becoming hatchlings. That is all.
My tribe. Sithis.
Your eyes are as lovely as muddy puddles, found deep within the swamp.
Oh, Galish, such things you say.
Your voice is more... Ah, my esteemed... What? Rub oil into my scale. Negotiate. Is the matter not settled? All right. I'm not foolish enough to go against the Shadow Scale's command. Good luck getting Bahesa to even bother attending. Or even speaking her case coherently, for that matter. Oh, not surprising. We wrote a lot of letters to each other. Just what do you think you're implying? You listen to me, Mudfish, and you listen well. My...
If you wanted to...
You again. Here to negotiate. With that spineless... What's this? Smells like perfume. Finally. A chance to put Nurhi in his proper place. Oh, so you finally caught wind of the truth, did you? What do you know? Who are you to judge me? Shut up! Just go away! I won't hear another word of this! You're lucky there's...
It's a shame about all those Fort Zarin refugees. Thank goodness you were at the docks.
Your eyes are as lovely as muddy puddles. Sound deep within the
Heart that holds its
Thank you both for agreeing to this negotiation.
Of course. Far be it from me to deny the wisdom of a Shadow Scale.
Oh, please. Let's just get this over with.
Before we begin negotiations, I want the two of you to shake hands, amicably, to show your good intentions in coming here.
What happened? What did you do?
What was asked of me, I resolved their dispute. I entrust the farm to you, Chukzu. You do best to not disappoint me. And so, the farm now belongs to one who is worthy of it. I'd much rather pass such judgment with my own hands, of course. But at my age, this is the best I can manage. I saw the needed resolution and acted accordingly. That is all. My rulings are always just, though not always pleasant. I thank you for your aid in the matter. Here, a reward is only fitting. In the name of Sithis, I have brought about the needed change. That which hindered has been removed. That which must be, shall be. It seems the midge dislikes my judgment. Weeds choke the garden, and so they are uprooted. The limb begins to wither, and so it is cut away. A sacrament is uttered, and so a life is taken. That is the will of Sithis. In the name of Sithis, it seemed perhaps, but it would not have been the Shadow Scale way. In the name of Sithis, to have the admiration of a midge. Should
I think I have to lie down for a moment. And after that, it's off to get the farm back in order.
Of course you do. This matter of the remnant, you must understand, it is fragile. All answers lie with the Hist. It is just a matter of hearing what it has to say. Old Shuvu spends his time in the Glade of Chimes. You will like Chimemaker Shuvu, I think. Very wise, and very... The remnant. It is not a thing known, but a thing felt. Like rain on the shoulders, or a brief whiff of cinnamon grass. Difficult to explain. This is fair. When I was a hatchling, a very old Nahish elder told me a story about a lost tribe. One that lived far away. My knowing tree is better.
Is that... Ha! Little Zukas, come to visit your old friend in the Glade of Chimes? He is always so busy now. Remnant of... My. This is no small question, Zukas friend. Look around you. Each of these chimes sing out a tangle of melodies, but only one tangle. Ha! The Ogel is clever, Zukas. Yes, locked away, hidden under. The Wither Vault is well north of the village. I would guide you, but my knees grow stiff since before he hatched. I called him the Little Stump. You should ask him. Treeminder Pavel. All is as the Hist wishes it to be. One day, when he has grown old...
The path to the remnant bends like an oxbow. Let's find this chime. Leaving the glade always puts rocks in my sandals. Sad, you know. One day the two of us should share some fun wine there. The swamp grows thick here. A far cry from Lilmoth's mud puddles, I think.
Verona! Hey, I know you. You borrowed a blessing stone from my construction site in Vivek City. Verona and her beloved pet Drooler went for a walk in the swamp hours ago, and they still haven't returned. My wife can take care of herself, but she's as unfamiliar with this terrain as I am. I fear the worst may have happened. Verona saw some ancient Argonian stonework out in the swamp. Drooler loves that whistle. Droolers are Bantam Gua, cute little slobberer.
Leviathan Pizzle grows across this glade. A very powerful herb, Bigo. Remind me to pick some later. I cannot imagine the Brightthroats ever holding territory here. Very little wind, hollow seeds, and poor fishing. Take away our wind, seeds, and fish,
You do not
and we grow
even
very
possess
sour.
a renewal charm.
My manservant will be along with one momentarily.
There it is, just up ahead. This place dries my scales.
Hey, you're the champion of Vivek. I remember you. Did Drula find you and bring you out here? Oh, Shiralos sent you. Come on, Drula. Let's go find Shiralos.
No good thing comes from stone. Let's make this quick. I fear we will find more than the chime inside this vault. Be careful. The Nahish elders never speak of this place. Not even to me. Stay watchful, Biko. I hear something. The chimes. They sing without wind. Just ahead. Kayak, I hate this. Good work, Biko. Let us get back to Brightthroat Village.
It is not possible. You do not even possess a renewal charm.
My manservant will be along with one momentarily. Ah, look, here they come now.
Even so, no outsider has ever participated in our sacred rite.
You talk to her. Maybe she'll understand your less refined use of the language.
You are the outsider bending the reeds in Lilmov, the one who destroyed Azanmir. I suppose one outsider could be. To prepare for the renewal rite, the Us, one must align their three primal essences. Blood. If an outsider were to do these things, and demonstrate the rites of the Saxleel, then
Make sure Stibbins aligns his bodily fluids just as the Argonian described. Oh, goodness, no. That wouldn't be proper. I need to maintain my objectivity. For my readers, you understand. Make sure...
Did I hear correctly?
Go with our friend and align your bodily fluids. I want you to attend the renewal rite in my place.
I, milady? Why me?
So that you can tell me all about it and I can write it in my book. Now get going.
That looks like a hummerwing hive. Could you give it a little kick? Gently. Well, that's bigger than I expected. Ow! One bite, I said! One bite!
Nesting in the Wither Vault, soiling the chime. My rage quill is engorged.
Be calm, old Shuvu. No one wants to see that.
The wind welcomes you, Zuka's friend. You have the remnant chime? Please, settle an old lizard's spines. The beast Zukas mentioned, it did not gnaw or shed water on it, right? Hist be praised. Take the chime to the listening tree and hang it there. Perfect. Now center yourself in the glade and focus the remnant's mystery on the prayer stone. We seek your guidance and ask the blessing of your song. Sap Mother, Bow Father, please hear our petition and speak the remnant's truth. I hear nothing. A tangle of whispers, nothing more.
That can't be. Wait, I hear it, Shuvu. I hear it. The Hist sings the remnant's truth.
Truly? Ha! Ah, little Zukas, I knew you had a chime maker's heart. Come, tell us what you hear.
I am confused. Shuvu is the wisest listener in the tribe. How could he hear nothing when I heard it so clearly? He is very old. Maybe smoke of stars to see what once was seen. Sunless sap to hear what once was heard. A bramble of words. I appreciate the Hist's poetry, but this is not an ideal time for it, I think. I do not know. Hopefully Shuvu can teach me how to decipher the words. It will take time, but I will find you if I learn more.
Zukas and I have much to talk.
What hope have I? What song have I? A grave stake I have not. It was taken by pale hands away into the swamp. It is lost, just like my egg brother's honorable end. The breeze brings a traveler, a newfound hope. You hold the grave stake of Tunzi, an elder most kind and now departed. There is a glade within the swamp where Tunzi first set eyes upon his beloved. It was there that he wished the grave stake to be placed. As grave singer, I must grant this wish. But I beg your help in this matter, most grave. Will you set right what another so cruelly made wrong? A glade within the swamp where a first love was formed. A tree it once had, but now it does not. It is gone, just as Tunzi is now gone.
There are so many new faces coming through Lil Moth's and Cyrodiila collection.
Take pride in your work, I always say.
That's my coin purse, and you know it. Found it, and so it is now my coin purse. I've seen this. You make a good point.
I can't believe you got into
coin purse. Lucky for you that someone would take pity on your spineless self.
Finally, took you long enough.
Cassandra said you'd be here. There's news. Well, you certainly have a spring in your step. Following another lead on the Remnant. Or, potential lead. West of here, near that spooky prison. Honestly, I missed most of it. Ritual Argonian poetry. The words are common, but the meter is all wrong. There's more to it. Missing verses, perhaps? Smoke and sunless sap. Strange that the Bright Throat's hist would speak in such dour terms. Maybe it describes some dark age. The Alessian incursion of the First Era? Ugh, I wish I knew. He's just the worst, right? She hired him maybe 6 months ago? I don't think Cassandra's ever received a credible threat to her life, but he's always there, leering. Cassandra summoned me. Honestly, it's nice to get out of the office from time to time. Thought I might take in a Tiba Inu match while I'm here. Oh, they're mostly fine, if a little shaken up. A few of them have sworn off exploring for good. Hard to blame them, I guess. Luckily, Zadaza chose to stay on. She would never let her career end with an abduction. Far too proud for that.
It's no use.
Good, you're
Pockets
here.
have been picked clean.
You found us. Good. As you can see, we've met with some difficulty. Murder, apparently. The victim was Hitsasi, a former associate. Not so pleasant or learned as Famia, but still useful in his own way. That is what we are trying to determine. Whatever happened, it was neither clean nor brief. His throat was cut. Simple bandages weren't enough to staunch the bleeding, it seems. What have you found? Show them to me, if you... Pages torn from Hitsatsi's journal. I do not mean to speak ill of the dead, but... So, the blackguards have learned what we already know. The truth of the remnant cannot be torn from my eggkin because they do not know it. Only their tribal relics can provide the answers. You see? The voice of the Hist needs a conduit, some physical means of communication. Precisely. You know one of the tribe's calls, don't you? Jaksik Orn, if I recall correctly. Find her, and plead our case. If the Deadwater tribe has some way of learning more about the Remnant, we need to find it before the blackguards do. Safe travels. When you've concluded your business with the Deadwater tribe, please, don't mistake my stoic demeanor for a lack of enthusiasm. Well, I wrote a treatise on the subject some years ago. A brisk 400 pages. But yes, well, that's just it. I can't hear the Hist. When I place my hands on the Hist's bark or rest in the shadow of its boughs, I hear nothing. No whispers, no thank you. I admit the silence troubles me, but do you see?
with the blackguards? I already... Oh, right then. Black Rose Prison? Don't know much, I'm afraid. Because the blackguard founders were former Naga inmates. The original blackguards would only accept Argonians into their ranks, but...
I spit at tradition and the cowardice it breeds. We almost died during our trial of ascension. The elders stand by our traditions, even as the tribe sinks into quicksand. Find Kishi's father, Monkey. Tell him you want to help. The path of the Lily is sacred to our people. I attempt to speak plainly. As Mewajez teaches, the swamp doesn't provide second chances, so why should we? Mewajez is our tribe's Kadilith, our war teacher. The path of the Lily claims more lives than ever before. Everything changes. The path, the Kadilith, training changes too, and expectations. I speculate now. Perhaps Kishi didn't want to see more novices perish due to lack of training. Or maybe his dislike of Mewajez got the better of him. Boki's home stands just within the...
I served time in White Rose. Horrible place. You made the right choice.
Day after day.
I'll be at this a while.
I grind my fangs. This is a desecration.
I narrow my eyes. I know what you seek. You and the blackguards both. I consider. We killed many savages together. We will do so again. If the Hist thinks you are worthy of Remnant's secret, I arch my brow ridge. Special. Yes. Our grave stakes do not just pin the dead to their resting place. Yes. All the more reason to hack these blackguards dead.
The dead hiss your name, Ogel. I curl my lips. You demand a name without giving one? Death comes in many forms and wears many masks. I nod my head. Yes, grave stake.
Do you smell something unpleasant, Koska? Wamasu Poo smells better, and I speak true. Will it leave our village soon? Forward 2 steps. I recoil in mock dis. You are an Ogel, not a... Gah! You raise the spine of warning like a raw hatchling.
I'll need help gathering all of the components. To honor change is to honor Sithis. Oh, I wish to create a monument dedicated to the forces of change. You must travel to echoes of our past. The beauty of change is undeniable.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Find it. I state the obvious. You are Ogel, not of our tribe. Coming here makes you either very brave or very foolish. Kishi is always in trouble, but never has the mud risen so high. He disobeyed tradition, tribal laws, and my direct orders when he decided to interfere in the rites of ascension. Now, I grind my fangs in frustration. I tried to talk to the Rajkal, the war chief, but he doesn't want to hear the truth. The Deadwater only care about strength and death, and they plan to follow that path to the bitter end. This book should have been destroyed ages ago. Kishi hid it here. He wants me to remember who I was. You would risk life and limb for a stranger. Kishi believes that outsiders aren't intrinsically bad. There is no place in the village for someone sentenced to die. I served as the tribe's war teacher before I was replaced. That old book contains my training methods, techniques. The Ogel sees the truth. I expose the spine of regret. The ruins serve as a...
I suppose I could use another break.
Come and feast, creature. Now you break your teeth upon my scales. Help me get loose from these bonds. I proclaim, Michael. Let's go over there so we can talk. The season turns strange. First, I break the laws of the tribe to save lives. Now an outsider appears out of nowhere to rescue me from certain death. You have my thanks and my respect. Unless you seek a reward, then I respect you less.
Egg-sire, how unexpected. When last we talked, he urged me not to oppose the Cadilith. But Mewajez, the war teacher, instructs our novices, trains them to walk the path of the Lily. Her methods, instead of making us strong, Boki was our war teacher, until one mistake led to his disgrace. Tell Boki that you saved me. Tell him that I will find a way to save our tribe.
Say your words, Mewaj. The outsider return. Ah, I thank the Hist that Kishi lives. The Nagakur, who you call the Dead Water. We are warriors. One war teacher was replaced by another. Find Kishi. He plans to show our war chief that there is a better way to train the novices. I patiently attempt to explain.
Boki, come out and tell me where Kishi is.
I sigh at the inevitable.
The war chief sentenced Kishi to death, Boki. Your egg son doesn't even have the good sense to die with honor.
I bare my fangs at this insult.
Rage all you want. When Kishi comes for you, we'll slap him in chains. Be gone, Ojel scum! The business of the Nagakur is no... His favorite egg son escaped the rightful punishment bestowed upon him by the... I recall.
Do not linger like this.
Speak of dry skin. Didn't I see you talking with the explorers? I have suffered shame for the actions of my ancestor. When the Imperial Ninth Legion marched into Murkmire, my distant relative agreed to serve as their scout. And ever since my egg family has carried the mark of traitors, I want to erase that mark.